other ordinances. We have a bid protest. We have ordinances on second reading. Number 1 would be an ordinance to amend supplementary revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 1020, Handicap Parking, Section 1020.010, Schedule 39, Parking Zones for Handicapped Persons, adding 286 Comstock Street, 2 Laurel Place, and Hale Street, which is actually 128 Joyce Kilmer Avenue. We have ordinances on first reading. Number 1, an ordinance to amend and supplementary revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 5, Business Licenses and Regulations, Chapter 546, Filming on Public Land. Number 2, an ordinance to adopt a redevelopment plan, the New Brunswick Parker Landing Lane redevelopment plan area in the City of New Brunswick. Number 3, an ordinance to amend and supplementary revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 1020, Handicap Parking, Section 1020.010, Schedule 39, Parking Zones for Handicapped Persons, adding 342 Townsend Street, Apartment 1, 304 Townsend Street, Apartment 1, 36th Street, 189 Redmond Street, 9 Rutgers Street, and 159 Lawrence Street. 4, an ordinance to amend and supplementary revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 1016, Stopping, Standing, and Parking, Section 1016.050, Schedule 29, Time Limit Parking, Chapter 1028, Residential Parking Permit, Sections 1028.010, Schedule 41, Parking by Permit only in designated residential areas. And number 5, an ordinance to authorize a partial assignment and assumption of financial agreement from RTF-NB Urban Renewal LLC, RTF-NB Urban Renewal V LLC, with respect to Block 70704, Lot 705 only. We have resolutions. Number 1, approve agenda amendments. Number 2 is approve payroll. 3 is authorize refund for redeemed tax sale certificates. 4 is approve agreement with Target Solutions LLC, doing business as Victor Solutions. Number 5 is approve award of contract with Clearview Health and Safety Services Incorporated, doing business as Certified Health and Safety Services. Number 6 is approve request for use of city property requested by Gisela Ramirez Networking Group, Bugalo Park. Number 7, authorize renewal of lease agreement with 411 Joyce Kilmer Avenue Associates, LLC. Number 8 is approve Chapter 159 budget insertion of the State of New Jersey Department for the Joyce Kilmer Park Grant. Number 9 is approve Chapter 159 budget insertion Borough of Spotswood for shared service with animal control. 10 is approve Chapter 159 budget insertion Township of East Brunswick for shared service animal control. Number 11, resolution determining the form and other details of the $12,425,000 water utility bonds, Series 2024 of the City of New Brunswick and the County of Middlesex, New Jersey, and providing for their sale. 12 is approve ABC liquor license renewals 2526. 13, approve amendment of resolution R052413, change order number 1, Joe Med Contracting Corp. for Lee Avenue and water system improvements. 14, approve relaxation of the city noise ordinance and lane closures requested by GRD Construction Incorporated in replacing sidewalk at the valet entrance of Rockwood Johnson University Hospital. 15 is authorize tax collector to transfer overpayments on several tax and utility accounts. 16 is authorize refund of $3,176.24 to F&A Properties LLC against the utility account. 17 is approve amendment of resolution R042540, supplemental services number 5, an additional amount of $39,500. 18 is approve resolution to refer the parking landing lane redevelopment plan to the planning board for review and report. 19 is a resolution of need in support of the Helix Plaza Tower to be developed by Downtown Hub Cities 3 LLC. 20 is approve amendment of resolution R122458, change order number 1, $24,144.52, and change order number 2 for $37,322.08 with ATG Restoration Specialists Incorporated. 21 is approve award of contract with Fontes Blue Incorporated for software for the utility department. 22 is approve award of contract with Able Ford of New Jersey Incorporated, doing business as All American Ford Subaru. 23, approve amendment of resolution R032533, additional amount of $50,000 with Sal Electric Company. 24 is approve award of contract with Associated Humane Services Incorporated for kennel services for the Division of Animal Control. 25, approve rejection of bid and authorization to rebid for design study services for the City of New Brunswick's UEZ wayfinding and signage study. 26 is approve amendment of resolution R062528, a reason additional amount of $23,940.88 with Rent Material Company. 27, approve award of contract with Freehold Ford Incorporated for automotive body repairs for the police department. 28 is approve amendment of resolution R122451, change order number 1, Rural Corporation Incorporated, doing business as Rural Construction Incorporated, for removal and installation of park equipment in Alice Jennings Archibald Park. 29 is approved request for use of city sidewalk requested by Rutgers Mason Gross School of the Arts. Number 30, approved request for parking of vehicles in Bugalo Park requested by the Parker Landing Lane. 31, approved request for street closing requested by Rutgers University in New Brunswick for the Rutgers University Student Move-In Days with the Honor College students. And for the Rutgers University Move-In Days College Avenue students for Medler, Stonier, and President's Halls. 32, Housing Authority Board appointment, named Elizabeth Vignola, Commissioner. 33, approved request to reserve 2 parking spaces requested by the Zimmerly Art Museum at Rutgers University. 2 parking spaces located on Hamilton Street. 34, approved request for use of city property requested by New Brunswick tomorrow for Mercado Esperanza event for Joyce Gilmer Park. 35, approved request for street closing and use of city sidewalk requested by Rutgers University for Rutgers University Annual Involvement Fair. 36, approved extension of plenary retail consumption license with broad package privilege from OTB Acquisition of New Jersey LLC to OTB Hospitality LLC, designated purchaser of the OTB acquisition. 37, approve award of grant for replacement of damaged sidewalks, 1 grant, Jessica Marcelino. 38, resolution amending R052541 to memorialize all change orders and verify final amount of projects for the Van Dyke Avenue roadway improvements. 39 is award of contract with to be determined for the lead line services replacement program rebid specification. And we have items for discussion by council, public comment, and the next agenda meeting is August 20th, and the city council meeting is following that on August 20th. We'll have the call to order. Roll call.
Councilmember Escobar. Here. Councilmember Ferguson is excused. Councilmember Fleming is absent. Councilmember Gaskins. Here. Councilmember Socorro Ludwig. Here. Council Vice President Castaneda.
Here.
Council President Anderson.
Here. Please be advised that the notice requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act have been complied with and satisfied, and that the annual notice, which gave sufficient notice of the time and place and conduct of all public meetings, municipal council of the City of New Brunswick, has been filed with the city clerk, has been placed on a appropriate bulletin board in City Hall, and has been transmitted to the official newspaper for the City of New Brunswick, namely the Home News. Would you please stand if you're able to pledge allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just a moment of silence, not only for our men and women in our military, but all throughout the world, people that are dying, injured, sick, etc. Thank you.
Second. Councilmember Escobar. Yes. Councilmember Gaskins. Yes. Councilmember Socorro Ludwig. Yes. Council Vice President Castaneda.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. Correspondence by the city clerk has been appropriated.
Yes, Council President. The correspondence received by the city clerk's office was forwarded to the appropriate departments for further action.
Thank you. We have a public hearing on a bid protest. Mr. Shami, would you like to start us off?
Yes.
I'll just get
I want to get the council ready, but you have to get that court reporter all set up to transcribe our proceeding. Ready? Yeah. Okay. Council President, members of council, agendized on this this evening's council agenda for August 6, 2025. Under D is a bid protest hearing that arises as a result of the City of New Brunswick's receipt of bids in connection with the lead line services replacement program rebid under specification 292-24WR. This particular project went out to bid with respect to solicitation of bids, having been received by the City of New Brunswick on July 9, 2025. After submission of the bids, there were 6 bidders in total. The apparent low bidder being Grade Construction, the second apparent low bidder being Roman E&G Corporation. As a result of the bidding, the City of New Brunswick received a bid protest letter from the second apparent low bidder, Roman E&G Corporation, dated July 9, 2025, objecting to the low bid of the apparent low bidder, Grade Construction. As a result of that bid protest, the law requires, as is the process with respect to such matters of this nature, that the council conduct a hearing into the matter, obtain the position of the relative attorneys who represent both bidders, at which time, or after which time, the council will consider the facts and circumstances and make a decision. Tonight, if the council so desires, we'll table the matter for a future meeting. Having said that, I believe in the council chamber there are representatives of both companies. I believe a Mr. Barrett on behalf of Grade and a Mr. Ross on behalf of Roman. I don't know these individuals, so if you'd like to come up perhaps to the front of the room where we could hear you better. Sir, what is your name?
Mr. Shammy, my name is James Ross from the law firm of Blick Law in Somerset County, or Somerset in Middlesex County, and we represent the bid challenger, who is Roman E&G. And I just want to put on the record that I submitted a position paper yesterday with certifications from our clients in support of our position. And we're here to present our case briefly. And we have here as well Amanda Gentle, who is Senior Project Manager for Roman. Amanda, if you could stand up. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ross. With respect to Grade Construction, is there a lawyer representative here on behalf of Grade? Mr. Barrett? Okay, seeing none, I suspect not. Is there a representative here from Grade? Okay. Sir, in the back, can you just give us your name, sir?
My name's Ralph Diaco. I'm the owner of Grade Construction.
Okay.
I'm sorry, the owner of Grade?
Yes.
Could you spell your last name?
D-I-A-C-O.
Sir, do you intend to provide support for your company's bid? Or?
I can.
Okay, and obviously opposition to the bid protest here tonight?
I can.
Okay, so we do have two parties. With respect to the bid protest, members of council, as is appropriate, usually the protesting bidder presents their position first, then we could hear from the apparent low bidder, and then thereafter any questions that the council may have or that I may have as counsel for the city council, we could proceed in that fashion if that's acceptable.
Acceptable.
Okay. Mr. Ross.
Thank you. Let me begin by presenting a certification, if I could, from Ms. Gentle to each one of the council members. I think I have one for each. And I'll be walking you through that and then explaining our position.
For the record, Mr. Ross, is this the same certification you
Yes.
supplied to me?
Yes.
Okay, very good, sir.
And also to opposing counsel.
Perhaps we could have the court reporter just mark it rolling one, if you will, when we get a chance. Doesn't have to be in a moment.
By way of background, Ms. Roman, on behalf of our client, or Ms. Gentle, on behalf of our client Roman, submitted 2 Oprah requests in Brunswick. And the documents that she obtained from New Brunswick are attached here too as Exhibits 1 and Exhibit 2. It's fundamental to our bid laws in New Jersey that each bidder submit a bid bond with its bid, or some other type of guarantee, which could be a cashier's check or other type of security. It is our position that the bid bond, which was submitted by Grade, is defective as a matter of law, and therefore Grade's bid is not responsive under the law, and therefore the bid should be rejected and the contract awarded to our client alone. If you take a look at the Exhibit 1, this is a copy of the bid bond that was submitted by Romans, right there, by Grade. And I say copy because Grade never submitted an original bid bond from a surety. They submitted a copy of the bid bond. Why? Their explanation was, well, we had some difficulties getting the original from our surety. And if you look on the second page, you'll see some signatures. You'll see a signature for Mr. Ralph Diaco, who is he's the president. You get the glasses on. And you'll see the representative of the surety company, William Haas, their signatures. In order for a bid bond to be valid and enforceable, it needs both of those signatures on the bond. If you turn to Exhibit 2, you'll see another bid bond. Grade submitted a copy of the bid bond, which is Exhibit 1, with their bid on July 9. They didn't submit a bid bond, an original bid bond, which we submit is required under the law, until 2 weeks later. This is a copy of the bid bond. And don't forget, we got these documents as a result of an Oprah request. Here's what jumps out at us, and here's why the bid bond must be rejected. Grade said, we'll give you a copy of the original bond. Well, only submitting a copy with their bid. What they didn't do was to come to the city of New Brunswick the next day and say, here's the original, sorry, we just couldn't get it in time the day before. They submitted a bid bond 2 weeks later. And this bid bond is different than the bid bond, the copy of the bid bond that they submitted with their bid. A couple big differences. If you take a look at the second page of the Exhibit 2, here's what you're going to see. The signature of Ralph Diaco is there. I'm not doubting that it's his signature, but it's a different signature if you compare it with the signature on the first bid bond. Maybe you might say a distinguishing difference. Maybe yes, maybe no. But if you look very closely on the signature line here, you'll see that there's a notation on the signature line for Mr. Diaco's signature that says 7/18/25. In other words, this bid bond was not signed, at least according to that notation, until July 18th, which is a full 9 or maybe 10 days after the bids are due. You'll also see that the signature of Mr. Haas is different than the first bid bond. When I say different, I mean they could have both signed each document, but it's clear that the second bid bond is a different bid bond than the copy they submitted originally. You also note, for example, there's a picture here, this is the second bid bond, of a seal. This is one of those raised seals that sureties use, other corporations, banks use. If you compare that with the seal on the first bid bond, and I don't want to have you go back and forth, but it is instructive, you'll see that there's a different seal. It's not a raised seal, it's a stamped seal. The other distinguishing, or I would say question mark, about the second bid bond is that if you go past the signature page, 1, 2, 3 pages, you'll see that there is a notary public stamp and signature. The notary republic has notarized Ralph Diaco's signature, but he notarizes it on July 20, or I strike that. Yeah, July 21, 2025, which is a different date altogether than the signature on the first bid bond and the February 2017 date on the second bid bond. There's no explanation for this, but here's the bottom line. The bottom line is, as a matter of law, Grade did not submit a bid bond with their initial bid. That, and I briefed the issue for legal counsel, and I won't get into the details of it, but according to your bid specs and according to New Jersey law, that is a fatal defect, the failure to submit a bid bond with your bid. Bids were due on July 9th. They submitted a copy of the bid bond on July 9th. I think if they had been here on July 10th and said, whoops, here's the original, sorry about that, we would have less of an argument. But what they did was they waited 12 days or more, depending upon what you want to believe as to when the bond was signed, before they gave a bid bond at all. And it's different than the one that they represented they were going to give New Brunswick in the beginning. So that's the factual argument. And I would leave it to you to take a look at the signatures and come to your own conclusions about the two bid bonds. As far as the law is concerned, I briefed it, and Mr. Shannon can give you his legal analysis. But our position is it's a fatal defect as a matter of law, the fact that there was no original bid bond submitted with the bid. And secondarily, the law says that the public agency has no ability to change that fact. It's a fatal defect at the time of bid that can't be changed. I also cited the law, which is a seminal case that goes back, I think, almost 50 years, which is what we call the Riverville case, which says, okay, even if there is a non-material defect, we submit that this is a material defect, a city council or a public body can waive the defect. But there are two criteria. The first criteria is if it's waivable at all, and we submit that it's not. First criteria is, does it provide the city with the assurances that the contractor is going to perform the contract? We say the answer to that is no, and therefore it's not waivable at all, even if you want to follow it down that path. Why? Because you didn't get a bid bond. You got a copy of something. Was it enforceable? I don't know. You didn't get an enforceable bid bond until July 18 by Grade's own position, that bid bond is well after the fact. The second issue here, under the Riverdale test is, if you weigh this, would it put the bidders give one bidder an unfair advantage? The answer is yes. If you have a bidder who is not required to provide a bid bond at the time of bid, but everybody else complies and everybody else is required, it's axiomatic that he is getting special consideration. So the bottom line, I don't want to get too far into the weeds on the legal analysis, I'll leave that up to your counsel. But the fact that Grade did not provide a bid bond, an original, at the time of bid, plus provided a different bid bond 18 months later, is a fatal defect. And therefore, that bid should be rejected, and this contract should be awarded to our client, Rome. And I'm here to entertain any questions anybody might have, including counsel.
Thank you, Mr. Ross. I understand your position, your client's position. I think you've articulated it quite well. At this point, I don't believe I have any questions. Any member of council? If not, I would ask that we hear from Mr. Diaco, and then afterward, perhaps there might be some follow-up questions from you, Mr. Ross.
Thank you. Thanks very much. I
Thank you.
appreciate it, sir.
I would ask that Mr. Diaco come forward, please, sir. Just state your name and your position with Grade, please, sir.
I'm Ralph Diaco, I'm the owner of Grade Construction.
Mr. Diaco, you obviously were here in the council chamber. You heard Mr. Ross in his position on behalf of his client, Roman. I'll give you the opportunity to respond or to elaborate however you deem fit.
Okay. So the reason why there's two bid bonds is typically they mail out an original bid bond, and the mail was late. Knowing that there was an hour and a half drive, we called up the surety and said, hey, you don't have a bid bond. So they said, we'll send you an electronic bid bond. So they provided that electronically with a letter stating that this is valid and it's enforceable, which we submitted with the bid. We did end up getting the original hours later in the day, long after the bid opening. We did not submit the original because the electronic one was enforceable. The reason why the signatures are not the same is electronic signature to original signature. And the dates are different. When we received the original, we signed it after that. The advice of my attorney said, send the original in, so at least they have the original. But the electronic one is enforceable. And sure he did provide that letter saying it's enforceable. We went through this before during COVID. We would get electronic bid bonds. It was acceptable. Talking with my attorney, he says he's read the statute and there's nothing about copies or anything of that nature. Copies are acceptable. But there's really not much more to say to that, but it's an electronic bid bond.
So just so I'm clear and the council's clear, it's your position that an electronic bid bond was submitted with the initial bid submission. And the letter, though, from the surety, I think it was Liberty Mutual, said they would follow up with originals. So is there a reason why you didn't follow up with the originals the next day or as soon as you received them?
The originals was in transit. We did not follow up with the original immediately because electronic bond was enforceable with the letter they provided with that electronic bond. That's why we never submitted original, because it would be two different bonds.
Well, with respect to that letter from the surety, sir, I don't know if you've seen it lately, but my recollection is the letter doesn't say these are electronic bonds, these are enforceable. What it specifically states is that we'll follow up with the original bond. That's my recollection of the letter, and I'll pull it out if I have to. In fact, give me a moment. Liberty Mutual Insurance Company is issuing a scanned copy of the bid bond because of an issue during shipment of the original bond. Diaco Contracting Inc., DBA Grade Construction, is submitting an acceptable bid bond and will follow with the original. So they're telling the city that there's an original coming, and your position is, just so we're clear, there need not be an original, that the one that was submitted with the package is enforceable. Could you repeat that, please? That your position is that no original is necessary, that the one that was submitted with the bid package on July 9th is enforceable?
From what I was told, that the scanned copy electronic was enforceable.
Well, that's not how I read the Liberty Mutual letter, sir, so. All right, I don't know if the council members have any questions for Mr. Diaco. I'm going to give Mr. Ross an opportunity if he wants to ask any questions of Mr. Diaco. And I would just ask you to come forward if you do want to ask him any questions, Mr. Ross, just so everyone can hear you clearly. No, you just stay right there, sir.
I don't have any questions for Mr. Diaco. I heard his testimony. I'm just here to tell you that it's my understanding that what was submitted originally was not a scanned copy, but a copy of
I'm sorry, copy of the
a
bid?
copy of the bid bond. So I just wanted to make that clarification. Otherwise, I have nothing to add to our position.
Thank you, sir. Anything else, Mr. Diaco?
Nope.
Any member of council have any questions of Mr. Diaco?
I do. Just a clarifying question, because I think I missed this when you were speaking. Okay, it is your testimony that you believe that the first bid submitted was valid. Can you explain to me again, then why did you submit a second one at a different date?
Because the original was in the mail, and the mail was arriving late. We didn't get it by the time we were ready to leave to go to the bid opening. So we notified Liberty Mutual, and they provided an electronic copy, which we printed out and provided in the bid submission package.
So, but to clarify, because from what I'm hearing, that substantiates the letter received by the city, which stated that original would need to follow and be received. It seems, and unless your council gave you something else, that we needed to have the original. The first one wasn't sufficient by itself.
I can't answer that question. It's probably better for my attorney, but from what I was told, it was acceptable.
And then also, when you finally did send in an original, it had a completely different date from the scanned version that you sent in originally, correct?
From what, I didn't look at it from what he's saying, okay? It was probably executed later upon the advice of Mr. Barron, saying execute the original and submit it, why it was submitted later.
Any other questions, council? Thank you, sir. So, by way of procedure, if the council is so inclined, we can make a motion to close the hearing. And with that motion, it would be a motion to go into closed session to discuss the results of the testimony and argument here this evening relative to this bid bond protest. A closed hearing, closed session rather, is necessary in light of the fact that there may be potential litigation as a result of the council's decision.
I motion to close the hearing.
Second. Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskin.
Yes.
Councilmember Secor Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Castaneda.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes.
Now we need a motion to go into closed session.
Motion to enter a closed session.
Second.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskin.
Yes.
Councilmember Secor Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Castaneda.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. You'll be in closed session for a while. Go back, make a motion, go back.
Motion to close the closed session.
Second.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskins.
Yes.
Councilmember Secor Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Castaneda.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes.
members of council, for purposes of the record, closed session minutes will reflect that the council discussed the arguments presented of the council and those of the principal of grade construction. They were an opportunity to review the documents that were submitted, as well as discuss the submissions. They were advised by legal counsel with respect to the law in this area, and the council is prepared to render a decision this evening. And I have some notes I'd like to read into the record for purposes of advising the bidders of the council's decision. So just indulge me a couple minutes here. On July 9, 2025, the City of New Brunswick received and opened bids in conjunction with the lead line services replacement project. Rebid under project number 292-24WR. The project includes the replacement of lead and galvanized water service lines and the investigation of service line materials for those connections where the materials of construction are unknown. A total of 9 contractors obtained bid documents and 6 contractors submitted bids for the lead line services replacement program project. The low bid for the combined base and supplemental bid submitted by Grade Construction was $6,600,128.17. The second lowest bidder was Roman E&G Corporation, whose total bid was $6,948,566. The low bid is $226,987.83, or 3.5% lower than the second lowest bid submitted by Roman E&G. Following the receipt of bids, the City of New Brunswick received a bid protest letter from Roman E&G Corporation dated July 9th. The bid protest letter indicated that no award could be made to Grade Construction, the apparent low bidder, because Grade Construction did not submit an original bid bond and consent of surety with their bid. Roman E&G's argument, as set forth in the July 9, 2025 letter submitted by Roman, as well as articulated here during the course of this bid protest hearing by council, is that Grade Construction, rather than submitting an original bid bond and consent of surety, forwarded copies of the bid bond and consent of surety with a letter from Liberty Mutual Group advising that, quote, "This letter is offered as an indication of surety support for the above-captioned bid bond. Liberty Mutual Insurance Company is issuing a scanned copy of the bid bond because of an issue during shipment of the original bid bond. Diaco Contracting, DBA, Grade Construction is submitting an acceptable bid bond and will follow with original," close quote. By undated letter from Grade Construction to the purchasing agent, Marie James, received on July 21st, 2025, from a Chris Sherlock of Grade Construction, an original bid bond, consent of surety, and power of attorney, along with surety disclosure statement, was forwarded in connection with their July 9, 2025 bid submission. In reviewing the original bid bond and consent of surety forwarded by Grade Construction and received July 21st, 2025, same are not exact originals of those documents that were stated to be copies submitted in Grade Construction's bid proposal opened on July 9, 2025. Roman E&G argues that the original bid bond documents later submitted are not the same documents as those previously submitted at the time of bond submission, and therefore the promise of a bond or bid bond at the time of bid and the fact that the bid specifications required these documents to be mandatory fails to comply with New Jersey law and is a violation of the bid specifications, which cannot be waived by the City Council. City Council has considered the arguments of legal counsel, the testimony submitted, time of hearing, as well as this documentation, and is prepared, as I indicated, to provide its findings. However, the facts of this matter are not in dispute, and as previously stated, the original bid bond and surety submitted by the apparent low bidder, Gray, are not identical to those documents submitted in connection with the July 9, 2025 bid submission, which documents were opened at the time of the bid opening on that date. Therefore, the council must determine if the submission of copies of a bid bond and surety with the initial bid submission, which are not the documents later submitted to be originals, comply with the local public contracts law. Perhaps, in my opinion, the most instructive legal authority relative to the issues presented to the council in this matter is that of the Supreme Court of New Jersey decision in a case entitled Meadowbrook Carding versus Borough of Island Heights. While not cited by Mr. Ross here today, or Mr. Barron in his legal submission on behalf of Gray, the Meadowbrook case dealt with a similar issue to that presented to the New Brunswick City Council. In the Meadowbrook case, the contract was awarded to the apparent low bidder, even though its bid did not include a consent of surety and other documents required by the bid specifications. The borough waived the deficiencies and awarded the contract, after which the second lowest bidder filed a lawsuit seeking to invalidate the award, stating that the council's waiver of the deficiencies was contrary to New Jersey law and the borough council had no legal right to waive same. For your information in the record, the competitive bidding process is incorporated into local public contracts law, NJSA 48:11-4, 3 and 4, and require that municipalities and counties advertise for bids on public contracts that exceed the statutory threshold amount. Purpose of the local public contracts law is to secure for the public the benefits of unfettered competition. As stated by the court in Meadowbrook, the purpose of competitive bidding for local public contracts is not the protection of individual interests of bidders, but rather the advancement of public interest in securing the most economical results by inviting competition in which all bidders are placed on equal basis. This principle has been stated in numerous cases throughout New Jersey. The statutes authorizing competitive bidding accomplish that purpose by promoting competition on equal footing and guarding against favoritism. Accordingly, the statutory rule in New Jersey is that publicly advertised contracts must be awarded to the lowest responsible bidder. That's under NJSA 48:11-6.1. And the Meadowbrook Court interpreted that requirement to mean that the contract must be awarded not simply to the lowest bidder, but rather the lowest bidder that complies with the substantive and procedural requirements in the bid advertisement specifications. As the court went on to state, strict compliance is required and a municipality generally is without discretion to accept a defective bid. The long-standing judicial policy in construing cases governed by the local public contracts law has been to curtail the discretion of local authorities by demanding strict compliance with public bidding guidelines. As a result, all bids must comply with the terms imposed, and any material departure invalidates a non-conforming bid, as well as any contract that be based upon it in the future. However, the court did state that minor or inconsequential discrepancies or technical omissions can be the subject of waiver. Essentially, this distinction between conditions that may or may not be waived stems from a recognition that there are certain requirements often incorporated in bidding specifications that, by their nature, may be relinquished without there being any possible frustration of the policies underlying competitive bidding. Mr. Ross spoke about it. The two-part test that Judge Pressler set forth in a case called Riverdale. The test is whether a specific noncompliance constitutes a substantial and hence non-waivable irregularity. First, whether the effect of the waiver would be to deprive the municipality of its assurance that the contract would be entered into, performed and guaranteed according to the specific requirements, and second, whether it is of such a nature that its waiver would adversely affect the competitive bidding by placing a bidder in a position of advantage over other bidders, or by otherwise undermining the necessary common standard of competition. Applying the above standards and principles to the facts of the within matter, it is clear from the record created in this bid protest hearing that the copies of the bid bond, consent of surety form, and corporate acknowledgement submitted with Grade's bid package are not identical to those originals forwarded by Grade Construction after the opening of the bids. Accordingly, should there truly have been an issue in the shipment of the original bond, once delivered to the city, would have been an exact duplicate, albeit original, of those copies contained in Grade's bid submission. However, they were not. That being said, the argument that the apparent low bidder merely followed up with copies of originals, and therefore saying was a minor deficiency and waivable by council would not, in my opinion, apply in this case. The failure to supply an exact copy of the original supports the objector's position that no bid bond, therefore, was submitted at all. And as much as the original bid bond differs on the date and the form from those copies initially submitted. It is therefore that, in my opinion, that the City of New Brunswick cannot rely upon the bid bond or surety certificate submitted, in that the creation of saying post the bid submission. So we can't rely on what was submitted 18 days later. I therefore find that the facts in the case fail to meet the first prong of the Riverdale test of materiality. As to the second, whether the waiver would adversely affect competitive bidding by placing a bidder in a position of advantage over others, I'm of the opinion that had Grade Construction not have been the low bidder, or decided that its bid was too low, or desired not to pursue the contract, they would not have to incur the expense of a bid bond, and the city could not compel them to perform the project, to accept the award. That would have placed them at an advantage over other bidders in that they did not submit their original bid bond at the time of submission, the due date. So, having said all that, I therefore find, on behalf of the council, that based upon the facts and circumstances set forth in the matter and during the conduct of this bid protest hearing, that the acceptance of the apparent low bid of Grade Construction in light of its bid bond and surety certificate copy submission at the time of bidding, not matching the originals later submitted, would frustrate or be in violation of the local public contracts law. City Council, therefore, has elected to reject the low bid of Grade Construction and accordingly accept the next lowest bidder, that being of Roman E&G Corporation, in connection with their award of contract under bid project number 292-24WR. An appropriate form of resolution is being prepared and being submitted for your consideration on consent agenda as we speak. On behalf of the City Council, I thank the council and the witnesses who appeared here today and the public for their patience in enduring this hearing. Any questions? Council President, members of council? Okay. We can then move on to the next item on consent agenda, which would be your ordinances.
Okay. We have ordinance for discussion on second reading. Number one is an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances for the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Section 1020, Handicap Parking, Section 1020-010, Schedule 39, Parking Zones for Handicapped Persons. We're adding 286 Comstock Street, 2 Laurel Place, and Hale Street, which is actually 128 Joyce Kilmer Avenue. If any of my fellow council members have any questions or comments? Okay, we're preparing to open this up to the public. One time up, 5 minutes is your max. If any members of the public wish to speak on this ordinance, please approach by way of the microphone. Give your name and address for the public.
President Anderson.
Yes. We have ordinances on first reading. An ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 5, Business Licenses and Regulations, Chapter 546, Filming on Public Land.
I move the ordinance setting down August 20th, 2025 at 5 p.m. Same date to be advertised.
Second.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskins.
Yes.
Councilmember Secor Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Castaneda.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. Number 2 is an ordinance to adopt a redevelopment plan for the New Brunswick Parker Landing Lane redevelopment plan area in the City of New Brunswick.
I move the ordinance setting down August 20th, 2025 at 5 p.m. Same date to be advertised.
Second. Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskins.
Yes.
Councilmember Secor Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Castaneda.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. And number 3 is an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 1020, Handicap Parking, Section 1020-010, Schedule 39, Parking Zones for Handicapped Persons, adding 342 Townsend Street, Apartment 1, 304 Townsend Street, Apartment 1, 3 6th Street, 189 Redmond Street, 9 Rutgers Street, and 159 Lawrence Street.
I move the ordinance setting down August 20th, 2025 at 5 p.m. Same date to be advertised.
Second.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskins.
Yes.
Councilmember Secor Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Castaneda.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. Number 4 is an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 1016, Stopping, Standing, and Parking, Section 1016-050, Schedule 29, Time Limit Parking, Chapter 1028, Residential Parking Permits, Section 1028-010, Schedule 41, Parking by Permit Only in the designated residential areas.
I move the ordinance setting down August 20th, 2025 at 5 p.m. Same date to be advertised.
Second.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskins.
Yes.
Councilmember Secor Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Castaneda.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. And number 5 is an ordinance to authorize a partial assignment and assumption financial agreement from RTF NB Urban Renewal LLC to RTF NB Urban Renewal B LLC with respect to Block 707.04, Lot 7.05 only.
I move the ordinance setting down August 20th, 2025 at 5 p.m. Same date to be advertised.
Second.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskins.
Yes.
Councilmember Secor Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Castaneda.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. We now have resolutions 1 to 39. If any of my fellow council members have any questions or comments?
Council President, just for the purpose of the agenda, as discussed during the public hearing section on the lead line services replacement program, submitted with your consent agenda would be the resolution to award to the second lowest bidder, who is Roman E&G Corporation. The not to exceed amount is $6,948,566. And the copies of that resolution are on the bench outside for members of the public who desire to review.
Okay. Just for number 28, Mr. Valenti, please tell us why that's over $100,000 over the increase.
Yes, Council President. Specific to this is a new playground equipment that was installed immediately adjacent to McKinley School, but still within Alice Archibald Jennings Park. Alice Jennings Archibald Park. The initial concept was to put a rubberized play surface underneath a new playground equipment that was called out for. The initial proposal did not include the entire area of the previously existing playground area, which we felt was more appropriate, so that the entire playground area would provide full protection for the children. So we increased the area of the rubberized surface by another 50% of the area initially bid.
Thank you very much. All right, at this time we're going to open it up to the public for resolutions. You have up to 5 minutes. Please give your name and address, and if you can, please give us the item number that you're speaking about under the resolution.
Is this where our animal control has connection to getting help or services? To where, I'm not saying what animal control has been ignoring me, but I've been calling, especially for a lot of kittens that I don't want to see ran over. I already accepted 2 last year from cat running in my house, and so please, would you tell me something on this? Does this include New Brunswick? What, New Brunswick to take animals to the shelter, or?
Mr. Mulder?
Yes, no, this is a Chapter 159 insertion, which puts this shared service agreement cost into the city's budget. It was not anticipated when we initially adopted the budget, so these adds these funds in here. These are funds that we will spend in connection with the agreement we share with those 2 towns. That's
So,
all.
okay, that's still like what, spading and neutering the cats, or what are you,
So there's a cost that to provide shelter services that we share with East Brunswick and Spotswood, and that's all this is related to.
so, okay, you're still doing,
Everything.
so you're still doing it, they're still doing
As
it?
far as I know, I don't handle that program, but I would assume.
Because like I said, I do to where, especially I've been seeing a lot of kittens, and wow, seeing a lot of them pregnant already, even though they're gorgeous, but I don't want to see harm, especially with all these chemicals that you're spraying around due to where, and telling residents to put chemicals out, strong chemicals out for me, ooh, that think you're gonna make me pass away. Wow, how I was reacting to cats. It surely wasn't just my kittens that to the older, due to where, what, how many kittens did you really make small? How many cats did you really make sick over there by telling residents to put out harmful odor, chemicals, what, for you to think that what, you're gonna try to get me to damn collapse and send me to a mental hospital by listening to New Brunswick Police Department, Robert Wood Johnson, and New Brunswick Fire Department? Like I said, and I'm speaking on this because, like I said, I'm seeing a lot of cats due to where I do sleep with my windows open because, like I said, I can't deal with the air conditioner with my back and my surgery I had earlier. So, like I said, I hope animal control will, and hope you will consider, due to where respecting, due to where nature's creatures, even dead bear baby birds I've been seeing. Where yes, you've been telling the residents whoever's part of it, like I said, the police department or Robert Wood Johnson or the fire department, they're all connected together, telling residents to put things on boxes due to where odors. All I hear, and then it starts, I know just between mating cat, now that's mating, but I know when something's harming a cat. Think about what you're doing, because like I said, wow, for every devil, I'm getting a golden star.
Are we doing any of that as far as telling people to put out things?
Not as far as I'm aware of.
You had the mid-air conditioners on, then you tell everybody to wear cologne thinking what it was going to make me fall out? Don't try to cover yourself.
You just said that the air conditioning was bad for you, so I thought you would be happy.
Well, what would it be bad for me for? Other than, don't change it with the scent. You didn't know I had the surgery until afterwards. Don't change it now. Don't try to clear yourself.
What you said. Absolutely. Next.
Good evening, Council. Charlie Prattville, New Brunswick today. I do want to make a note about neutering and spaying cats. I think it would be a good thing if the city offered that kind of service, but I don't believe that you do at this time. This appears to just be a shelter. Is that correct, or am I mistaken? Am I not aware of the program?
Muller.
I do not know what services the shelter offers. This is just a financial adjustment to the budget.
I understand. It was said that might exist, so I'd ask you to look into it. I think it would be a good thing to proactively offer that. But I have a number of items I wanted to ask about. Let's go to 519. Is the Helix project. So this is a 265-unit family style mixed income project, and according to your resolution here, it meets a housing need because 20% of the units will be affordable to households earning 50% of the area median income. Can you explain a little more about, what the cost of those units might be, and whether those figures include the student housing in the project? I see Mr. Palladino shaking his head no, it's his project. I'd be happy to yield to him if there's some explanation that could be provided.
Mr. Chairman?
Thank you, Council President. Mr. Palladino is here to answer any questions, and I think he could answer Mr. Crowell's question if you would like.
Yeah, I'd be good. Thank you. The medical student housing, which is great, housing for 99 students at the Rutgers School of Medicine, is not included in the 265 market and affordable units. I think there's exactly 53 affordable units and 212 market rate units. And under the new regulations that we've been operating under the Murphy administration, that includes in the affordables studios, 1s, 2s, and 3 bedrooms. And I do apologize, I don't actually know the rent numbers. It's just that they'll obviously comply with the affordable guidelines.
So 53 units, and they would all be affordable to households earning 50% of AMI.
I think that's correct, is it?
It could be 50 or 80.
Okay, the resolution says 50.
Right, whatever the state statute is under the Aspire program.
Okay, well, it seems like this resolution is about the need, and, obviously I want to make sure it's got the correct information in it. So, can somebody check and see if it says 50%?
The resolution says 20% of the residential units will be affordable to households earning at or below 50% of the area median income, in accordance with the provisions of the Uniform Housing Affordability Controls codified in NJAC 5:80-26.1 at SEC.
That's correct.
Okay, so we can hold them to that. That's going to be provided. Okay. Any idea on the timeline for when the project would, obviously needs approvals, but if approved, then it would, when construction might start or complete?
So we've filed an application with the EDA for tax credits under the Transformational Aspire program. Anticipating approval of that in the fall. Being at the planning board in November, and being in the ground in April.
So start construction in April.
Construction in April, and it's probably every bit of 30 months construction period.
Okay, so 2.5
Take
years.
us close. We really want to finish the project in 28 for a variety of reasons. So by the end of 28, that's clear.
Okay, and you mentioned 99 units of student housing. Is there other?
99 units of student housing. It will provide housing for 99 students.
Got it.
Yeah.
And any other components to the building, or just those two?
No, there's office space, there's laboratory space, both wet lab and dry lab space. This will be the new laboratory space for the Rutgers School of Engineering Wind Labs, which is their 6G facility, and also their battery storage development. Interestingly enough, the Wind Labs is actually an offshoot from the 90s when some gentlemen left Bell Labs and joined Rutgers faculty. So they've kind of created that, so it's a really good synergy there. And that's it. So it's wet labs, dry labs, office space, and student housing. This podium, and then the housing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Crowell.
I did just want to ask about one other one. 532 is replacing Gail Caldwell on the Housing Authority Board. Can anybody tell me when he resigned, and can anybody speak to the qualifications of the candidate, Mr. Milva?
Yes,
Council President, members of the council, I don't have the exact date regarding Dr. Caldwell's departure, but the appointment of Ms. Dignolo is done very confidently. She has a wealth of experience in various legal facets, including a stint working with the law department here in the city of New Brunswick. And it's a great foundation that will make her the ideal appointment for this position. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Council President, if I may just
Sure.
make a brief remark. As you mentioned that there's going to be 3 bedroom homes in the affordable housing.
Yes.
I just want to say I commend that. Brunswick continues to be a leader in providing affordable housing for 3 bedrooms. It's really done throughout the state, so I'm just pleased to see that your project has it and that we'll continue to have.
If
4
election,
bedrooms.
it'll be 11 three-bedroom apartments.
Anyone else on the resolutions? Seeing none?
Move the resolutions.
Second.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskins.
Yes.
Councilmember Secora Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Castaneda.
Yes, with the exception of number 34, where I abstain.
Duly noted. Council President Anderson.
Yes. Discussion, anybody in the council need to bring up anything? Yeah. Okay, we're about to open up the public comment portion. Requesting the public for the council, we are prepared up to 5 minutes. One time up. If any members of the public wish to speak during this public comment portion of the meeting, please approach by council by going to the microphone, giving your name and address for the record, and you have up to 5 minutes.
Okay. Hello again, Charlie Cradaville, New Brunswick Today. Wanted to say, first of all, it's nice to see some of you last night at National Night Out. I went to the Housing Authority for their event, and I thought it was very nice. A couple ordinances that passed tonight on first reading I wanted to get some more information on. So 502 is the Parker Home proposal. I read that this is plan to destroy the Parker Home and replace it with a 12-story building. Can you give me any more information on this, or why you're recommending this?
I know the planning board is meeting on Monday, I believe. I don't have any more than that, Mr. Shannon.
I don't have any more detail to provide.
Nothing else at this time.
Just mentioning briefly, I do believe that Parker has stated that their building was obsolete and need of replacement and need repairs. Just to clarify, we didn't go to them saying they should do this. This is something that came to us saying this is the best for the standard of care going forward for their residents.
And you can get a lot of details on Monday night at the time.
Thanks, I'll try to be there. 504, can you tell me what you're doing with the parking areas? Which areas would be affected by this ordinance?
Carrie, you know.
I would defer to Mr. Valenti on that, or someone from the parking department. I can't give you the exact descriptions, it's in the ordinance.
Mr. Valenti, Mr. Delgado.
Yes, specifically, this impacts New Street between Joyce Kilmer Avenue and Railroad Avenue. Currently, it's codified for residential parking. As you know, there's very few residents left, so we're realigning the street. We are preserving some of the residential parking where there are homes still remaining. Primarily, this is in response to the parking authority's request due to the fact that it was kind of unregulated and people were having a hard time getting to the probation office. So this adds hourly parking in certain sections of New Street, just between Joyce Kilmer and Railroad Avenue.
Thanks for the clarification. Can I ask, was there a shooting on Ball Street on July 31st?
Captain Hoover.
There was a shot fired, no injuries. Thank you. At the previous meeting, Mr. Drulis mentioned that the Traffic Commission was going to hold a special meeting to respond to the dangerous intersection at Sedam and Lee. I sent him an email. Obviously, he's not here today. Maybe he's away. But can somebody tell me, is that meeting on for tomorrow, or when is that Traffic Commission meeting going to occur? Do we know?
You know about the traffic commission?
I don't believe it has been scheduled yet.
And
Okay.
Mr. Valenti, you want to hear about it a little bit?
Please, yeah.
We have a preliminary draft report from our traffic evaluation engineer. The conclusion is that we needed what's known as a full warrant analysis. That's a term of art in traffic engineering. They installed cameras today to produce that full warrant analysis. We should have an update hopefully in about 2 weeks, if not sooner.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Any more information on the proposal for another giant parking deck? The Mayfair lot, you voted to approve a plan that lets the parking authority build a deck with basically no constraints or restrictions. Do you have any idea what they might be cooking up over there?
If I may, and then you can, so I wasn't able to go to the last meeting, but Councilwoman Escobar was, according to them, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, from what you told me, is that they're still cooking that plan using your terminology, and once they do that, that'll be submitted and go through the regular process, just like any other plan.
He was there.
I was there, but that was a couple weeks ago. Wanted to see if there's any more information yet.
That's where we are.
Thanks. I gotta just say this. I think climate change is real. It's a threat to all of us. People are dying from flooding, from extreme storms, from extreme heat, and we're all breathing bad quality air a lot more often than we were before. And I was dismayed, Council President, to hear you asked if you believe climate change is real, and your response was no comment. And I spoke to you a little bit about it last night at National Night Out, and I'm not convinced that you have the full picture of what a danger we face from climate change. I did bring a document from the IPCC that I'd like to share with you after the meeting, and I'd ask you to review it. And do you have anything more to say to the public about whether or not you believe climate change is real or if it's a threat to New Brunswick?
Well, I'm sure there's threats every year. And I'm sure things go on. As I told you last night, I mean, we used to have an ice age that used to, somehow that ice got taken care of. I don't know if that was climate change or whatever, but
No.
I don't think back and forth kind of deal stuff. So people have their own opinions on different things or whatever. I'm not sure the Senate or the federal government cares what I have to say about climate control.
I'm even more puzzled than I was before by that answer. It was a simple question. Do you believe it's real? I want to know your opinion. I can't.
I don't have an opinion one way or the other. Right?
You don't have an opinion on climate change. Well, I think you should get one. I'm going to give you that document after the meeting. I hope you'll read it. I know you were an educator, and so I know that, hopefully the school you ran was teaching people that science is real, climate change is real, and it's a threat, and we as a species need to do something about it to protect
I'm just trying
ourselves.
to give facts on both sides and let the people make up their own minds. Thank you, Mr. Crowder. Time's up.
See you after the meeting.
Anyone else?
Can't seem to get it, but yes, Danielle Moore. I'm gonna have to say, like I said, I will tell you what's going around with the world. We have too much hate going on. Extremely too much hate going on. We need more love and joy. I'm gonna tell you, due to where, like I said, I'm not even gonna do it with the phone. I'm just gonna go ahead and focus so I can do this better. I tell you, you don't like me to help people. You try to make me as a hater due to where with all this fumes after the situation I told you I collapsed over to the house over there due to where just because New Brunswick Fire Department did not find an issue, I put it up on Facebook due to where the show that the spark, the plugs and all, they were all cracked with oil in it. That's the fumes that I was collapsing from. That's not about a lawsuit against my landlord. Due to where did my landlord fix it? Yes. So like I said, wow. And like I said, to show you, I'm going to teach you a lesson due to where with New Brunswick damn Police Department following me, harassing me, where I've been through enough, my arm still won't damn move, due to where what, I had to get my damn nerves burned double, due to where I have to literally slide my clothes up my damn arm, the pain I'm going through, and I pray, like I said, for every devil I did that, including in this, July 15th, due to where I was over to the dollar store. You've been watching me smelling things, due to where thinking that that's where you came to along, due to where thinking I was smelling the fumes. I wasn't smelling anything in my apartment. You saw me smelling fumes on July 15th. Yes, this was my setup, and the reason why I need to show the damn hate is I'm gonna get a star due to where the Lord touched me to do this, due to where what? That I bought coin wrappers. It was scented with mint scent on it. She saw me smell it. She smiled. I smiled back at her. Ooh, I put it in a Ziploc bag. I go to Rutgers Credit Union. Oh my! Oh, I can't take the scent of anything. Now, as I just told you, I'm working on a situation due to where, okay, my kittens just turned 1 year. They're dealing with the scent. What? I wash my clothes Sunday in the mint and crystals. What? To try to get them adjusted. But what? What do you keep them? You one woman, Robert Wood Johnson, New Brunswick Police Department, and the damn fire department. What are you trying to do? Make me I'm mental? I'm not damn taking you, telling people I'm suicidal. You said suicidal. Well, yes, you have someone going in my apartment, and we'll be investigating. We'll be putting cameras due to where it's saying, ooh, my pills are gone. Due to where what? How could I be on damn suicidal where what? Just for me getting my back done due to where what? And I'm not addicted to no damn oxycodone, where I didn't cut back over damn 45, 50 pills from stopping. That's the purpose of me getting my surgery. The only reason why I'm still taking pain pills, that's because of my damn shoulder. I am not crazy, and I do not need to stop with the hate due to where what? Yes, they were celebrating in front of my house due to where, oh yes, that bitch is dead, that black bitch is dead. Oh, see, you don't tell two sides of the story due to where then you're just telling people, ooh, Latinos, that I hate them? I hate them? Please, is this damn shirt new? What, as many people have I donated to on here? Yes. That's what's going around, and I told you last time when we left, I wasn't happy. Neither is the man above. 30 minutes, didn't we get a storm? So, Charlie, I'm going to tell you, I'm giving you my word of what I'm seeing is too much hate in the air. And like I said, that's where it's spreading around. But like I said, this is all because what? Of one of your damn officers, when I said each one of you council members are responsible. What, with me laying there unconscious, he comes over there wiggling my damn arm. You change the body camera. So if you can change damn body cameras on something, due to where, what? You can put up any other type of films with my face on it saying that I'm telling the people. Please. No matter what race, create, or color, we need each other. And as many people, how many people that I've been helping? The boy, did I do the GoFundMe for what? The boy got shot on Lee Avenue in Rutgers. The man who got stabbed on Seaman Street. The man that got killed over there on French Street. The one that just got killed on Joyce Comer to Dan Street.
Thank you.
And like I said, you gotta wake up, Mr. Anderson. The way you're walking, you gotta wake up because wow, it's biting your ass.
Anybody else? Seeing none?
Motion to adjourn. Second. Councilmember Escobar.
Yes?